Welcome back, everyone, to Missions 101, where today we are going to run through the second pair of the third set of missions. And that means we'll be finishing up the missions for our cause quest on this first one. And we are going to be going into the crystal tunnels. I have a new mission for you, Pine Leaf. The Gabil Aka have need of a new supply of pure beryl. We thought we had carried enough when we first journeyed from Scarhold, but such are the demands of war. You must travel to Scarhold and mine more pure beryl from the crystal tunnels for the Gabil Aka. Now, I'm not exactly sure what they need the pure beryl for. What? I mean, are they making items of power or something? I don't know, because I'm trying to think what requires pure beryl in here, especially when have associated barrels with elves. So that's another thing that has me confused on it. Not the first stone I think of when I think of dwarves. Not that I think of too many stones specifically, of course. But let's see what is in the crystal tunnels. A remnant of the lost dwarf kingdom of Grarik, Scarhold has long endured both the harsh climes of Eremithrin and the wrath of dragonkind. Beneath the keep of Tharazar lie tunnels of most beautiful crystal, but that is not all that lurks within. Your mission is to mine pure beryl from the crystal tunnels beneath Scarhold. The twist: sacrificial. At low health, monsters of this mission will attempt to end their own life to damage and apply fear effects to those nearby. Oh, that could be real annoying. I wonder if I should let one go by just to show you what it is. I'll have to consider it. But right now, let's head into the Crystal Tunnel. We have arrived at the Crystal Tunnels beneath Scarhold. And these are the points of pure beryl that we have here. There you go. I said I don't know what they need what all these others are for, but it looks like we ignore all these purple barrels for the moment. Oh, and here's our second one. That's 2 barrels down, 6 more to go. Which means that now we need to find the next one. And of course, pay attention for goblins, because those goblins, they're sneaking around. I haven't run into all that many goblins yet, which is rather strange. Usually I run into many more of these. Maybe the goblins are on a holiday today. Ho ho ho, I found one. Whack, there you go. Now, I think they have that stupid blindness thing perhaps on them. So I do have to be careful of that. Actually, these guys are probably going to go down in health so fast that they're unlikely to get their sacrifice off. Oh, I almost missed that one. Hiding behind these stalagmite. There you go. Sneaky. Speaking of sneaky, there's a sneaky tunnel stalker right there. Now, why they don't regularly go around? Maybe there aren't too many dwarves here, but I would think that the people who are training, because we had that session where we were training dwarves, so you would think that if there are dwarves training upstairs, that every once in a while they'll send them in here to clear out the goblins that are in here as part of their training mission. That's a thought. It's 7. And then finally, number 8. We got all these nice, beautiful, pure barrels. Actually, that didn't all take all that long, did it? So let's return to camp on that. Actually, that might be one of our quicker runs for this one because I ran to so few goblins. Not that this one usually takes all that long anyway. Here you go. I guess I just have to stay on the tunnel that is drawn out from the fog of war in there. There you go. I'll just wave to the chest since I'm still at cap. Very good, Pine Leaf. The barrels shall serve us well in the days to come. Let's return and report your success to Horing. That wasn't very difficult. This barrel shall do nicely, Pine Leaf, and it is even better that it has not fallen into the hands of those goblins. You are right about that. Now, turn this in. Thank you for helping us. So that takes care of the daily. But of course, we need to do 2 for this episode. The Den of Worms. I have a new mission for you, Pine Leaf. We have found a den of worms within the mountains. They must be what's left of Scartha's own horde. I can't abide these foul things to live. Go and slay them all for the Jauruka! For the Jauruka! And let's see what the twist is. Deep in Wormsgraf, what remains of Scartha's brood makes their den. Your mission is to infiltrate the clutch hollows and defeat the worms inside. The monsters in the mission will engage. Low morale will gain attack strength. And oh, another raging one. Alright. Always trying to figure out what's the percentage where this triggers. When I start, I always come up with a figure. Oh, this is the percentage, and then boom, it turns out to be higher later on in the mission. I don't know what it is. I always get the number wrong. Let's see how wrong I am this time. Now, let's see. We should have plenty of worms down here. In fact, there is a worm right there. And all I have to do for this one is to kill 10 worms. So it's a nice, simple, straightforward mission. And let's see, we hit raging at... Oh, well, that is way low. I guess they must trigger it at some point or something, because I can't believe that's going to be that low. I sometimes wonder if maybe it's based on the number that we've killed in the mission, that the longer we're in the mission, the more prone they are, because now it was around 30,000, so that's about 1/6 of it down. That's an interesting idea, that it becomes more and more of a higher percentage the more you go down. Now, I can't remember if the wormlings rage. Yeah, they rage. But that was also a pretty low percentage there. Or it could be that worms don't enrage as easily as those wargs did. Was it the wargs in the previous episode where I was against something that was raging? I think it was the wargs that were doing that. Trying to keep up with all of that. Yes, well, that one didn't even rage. So I think it does have some involvement of them maybe having to activate it or something like that, because sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just trying to see if I could figure out the pattern at some point, so that we could all better know that. Hey, because that one also didn't have a chance to rage. So I'm guessing that at some point when they reach a certain percentage, then they could activate a raging buff. Sometimes they have a chance to do it, sometimes they're busy something else, so it could be that's random, that it happens at a random point after they reach the appropriate percentage. That's always a Oopsie daisy. That's always a possibility. I sort of kind of like that hypothesis. Now, testing it is going to be very, very difficult. That's all I gotta say about that. It would be very difficult in order to figure that out. But it looks like worms are going to go down very quickly. So I have two very, very quick missions in this episode. That sort of makes things a little bit troublesome. It's usually there is a reasonable balance in the lengths of the missions and like at least enough so that I don't run to a situation where, oh my goodness gracious, I finished this way too quickly. There you go. Now, let us get out of this den of worms. Good work. Let's go. That's the trouble when the two shortest missions for the day are right next to each other. You finish things up pretty quickly. Let's see what we got here. Good work, Pineleaf. We can't allow those foul beasts remain alive. I will let you know when we find more. Yes, because you need Pineleaf Needle's worm exterminator. Let's exterminate some worms. Now, if I remember correctly, my reputation right now is 29,900. I am 100 rep away from getting the next rep level here. How inconvenient. Because if this were the case where I had just made that little bit more, then I could have run the intermittent mission there just to go with it. But that's not the case, and we are done here. So let's return next time for the next lesson where we are going to have another pair of missions related to this set. Until then, this is Pineleaf Needles telling you that class is dismissed.